Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Corvina Seafood Grill in Boca.
Hold the mayo! It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Bifo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the creme cram sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, or should I say good evening, because it is social hour and we are live at Corvina Seafood Grill, Boca Raton, 110 Plaza Real South, just off of Palmetto Park Road, Boca Raton. We're with Eddie Pozzuoli of Pozzuoli Hospitality. They run this place. They run Eddie and Vinny's. They have Prezzo, 2 locations. They are going to soon have Dear Olivia in Parkland. But most importantly, Eddie Pozzuoli, your name ends in a vowel.
It does.
And you know what that means?
That means you can complain about whatever you want.
It means you know Italian food.
Doesn't know Italian.
My name is Mike Mayo. That ends in a vowel.
Yes.
I'm not Italian, but I know all food. That over there is Mike Lubitz.
I'm learning food.
It ends in a Z, which means he should be on a beer bottle,
Exactly.
like Schlitz, something like that.
Exactly.
But he is learning food. I joke because I love Eddie. How is your weekend? We hit 200,000 on Let's Eat South Florida.
Congratulations.
I'm going to say 95% of them are good people. And then you've got and this is true throughout the social media world. You know what? Let's start off on a positive. Corvina Seafood Grill. I love this place because it is social hour, and there are all kinds of great deals and specials going on all summer long. So before we get into the chunky, let's go to the smooth. It is summertime. And,
Summertime in East Boca.
Summertime
So
in East Boca.
It's so funny because the weather has been beautiful up until
Literally last Monday.
7 days ago.
It's
and-
like a blast furnace all
And
of a sudden.
everybody this past week just jetted.
Yeah. It's like, they jumped into the ocean and then started swimming north or something.
That's it. And they're all gone.
You know what? I guess I've been here too long, going on 36 years in South Florida. And I just went outside tonight. I was like, okay, it's a little bit hotter. But then I went out in the middle of the afternoon. I was like, oh, my God, it is blast
That's
furnace
rough.
hot. So thank you and to the management team here for letting us set up inside. And we are right off to the side of the bar, and we got a nice view of what's behind us, which is a very lively bar scene because you've still got all these deals going on. Crazy Eddie.
Crazy Eddie's at it again.
You've modified some things for the summer. Just give us the lowdown of what's going on here at Corvina for the summertime.
So we have kept the social hour. That's been something we started about a year ago, and it took off like a wildfire as we'd hoped it would. And to the point where there's 30 people out the
They were
door
lined
every
up.
day lined up. So we went through season. Because it was so great, we ended up keeping it through season, but we moved it instead of from 5 to 6, we moved it from 4 to 5. And then come the off season, we decided, you know what, we're going to keep it from 4 to 5 and get the 50% off your entire menu. However, for the summer perk, for those of us who don't eat dinner between 4 and 5 but still want to get some sort of value, we said we're going to do from Sunday to Thursday 25% off the entire menu for the entire night after 5 o'clock.
Oh,
So
nice. It's Sunday to Thursday, because I thought I just took a picture of the sign. Maybe I got it wrong, but
that was a misprint.
it's a misprint.
Yeah.
Okay, so
weekends are still
Fridays, Saturdays, again, it's more in demand, so it's like flying on an airplane. But Sunday through Thursday, 5 to 9 p.m., any seat in the house,
any
right?
seat in the house,
25% off the entire menu,
excluding
the
raw bar sushi.
raw bar and sushi. Okay, and summertime, look, raw bar and sushi is popular, and it's also a premium product. It's expensive, so people should understand that. But there's plenty of other great values, especially with, off all the cocktails, off all the wines and beers, right?
Yep.
Including
All the alcohol,
Champagne,
25%,
25%.
bottles of wine, bottles of water, whatever, you name
and
it.
it's still 50%, 4 to 5 p.m. every
That's every
single
day.
day.
Every single day.
7 days a week. If you come in, we don't call it the early bird anymore. It is the social hour.
And you can make reservations.
Yep.
And for the dining room.
Mhm.
For the dining room.
4 to 5.
And it's right behind us, and it seems pretty lively again for a blast furnace Monday in
East Boca.
almost late May, and East Boca, and it's great. And you see in front of us, we've also gone summertime. We've got the sushi rolls, we've got a frozen cocktail, we've got it's kind of a tequila margarita-ish drink. I forgot the proper name. GM was telling us all about it. This one is a hurricane, I guess, just a classic really frozen rum drink. And we'll go through all the different sushi roll varieties. We have something called the Bahaba, which is a lobster-topped roll. We have something called the Wicked, which is a kind of a fried panko, like what do they call it? Tempura.
Yes,
Japanese.
it is tempura.
A tempura panko outer shell,
tuna,
and on the inside
cheese,
is a wrap, of tuna, cream cheese, and asparagus, with a little bit of a, they call it the katsu sauce. It has a spicy gochujang, which we all know is the Korean kind of hot flavored sauce. And then last but not least, we have the Pink Panther roll. Have you had all these, Eddie?
Actually, I've had the Bar Harbor. I hadn't had a chance to try these yet. We launched these literally, I think, yesterday.
Oh, nice.
This is good.
I'll get to
good
try
time
with you.
to come here. And
Love it.
The boss can check it out himself. The Pink Panther is a roll that it's interesting. It has what's known as the pink soy paper wrap. So
it's the lightest paper.
A light, it's a lighter touch that's wrapped around a interior of, it looks like a salmon, along with the avocado and topped with cooked shrimp with a little bit of, it looks like a mayonnaise, Japanese mayonnaise brushed with. And I'm going to go right in here because it looks pretty good.
You can do a big bite with that.
Excuse me with my fingers. Put a little dollop of the, I love my wasabi. And we say cheers. And
these are brand new rolls here.
Brand new rolls because everybody loves sushi in the summertime. So makes sense. It's lighter. It's healthy. It's low fat. And I'm going to down one of these Pink Panther bites in one big bite. So I don't know. What do you say? It's, what's the Japanese? Kampai. Mm-hmm. I'll say l'chaim. You can say chantani.
Go for the
very good. All right. Let's get an update. At Corvina, you've got the social hour going on. Eddie and Vinny's, it's the new kid on the block in Coral Springs. And how has the reception been? How are things going?
It's been going great. I think we talked about it a little bit last time, but the welcome back that we've received to that West Broward, Northwest Broward area has been nothing like shy of heartwarming.
No, it's great.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be back open out that way again, seeing the old faces and kind of reinvigorating that area a bit with something new and something that hasn't been done out that way. And for the most part, it's been all positives. Everybody's happy. Our core clientele has been great.
You've been seeing a lot of repeat guests.
A lot of repeat guests. A lot of people happy to have something different in town. You get some seafood. You can get some Italian food. You can do a little bit of both. And it's been a hugely positive.
And what I've been happy about, like some people go onto the Let's Eat group looking for new places, and they'll give a specific request of looking for a place in Coral Springs for a nice date night that's not a chain. And now it's like, and then somebody even specifically requested something that's not Runyon's, which we love Runyon's. It's been around for almost 40 years, over 40 years. Mm-hmm. And again, looking for something new. And I was like, boom, easy, Eddie and Vinny's. It's not a chain. It's run by a local family that everybody knows and used to love Tavolino della Notte. Same family ownership, new concept, coastal Italian cuisine. And I also not just recommend it on a group, but in person, there's a magazine publisher in town. He lives out west, and he also was requesting something in Coral Springs for a family function. I think he wanted to take his mom out to dinner. I recommended Eddie Viddies. He went over the weekend. He sent me an email back saying we had a really nice time.
Oh, that's
Thank you
awesome.
for the recommendation. So there are people who are reasonable out there who appreciate quality. And
Well, you know, I think a lot of what it has to do with, and I think long and hard on, you know, you have a great night, and then there's that one table that
Do you still
just-
let it get to you? Because like all the restaurateurs,
all the time.
like even like Reno Sorbonne is the only one that doesn't let it get to him, but he's
Not only
full of it because he still remembers every single one that bothers him, and he always has a reaction. So what that tells me is even the ones that pretend like they're okay with it still are like, "Ugh, that's annoying."
You know, because you're here all day. This is what you do for a living, and if you think that we want to come to work to piss somebody off or to, you know, provide a subpar experience, then, you know, that's pretty messed up way of looking at what we do for a living. Now, I'll be the first to admit we're not for everybody there.
you're not perfect. I mean,
And-
there will
and we're
things
not perfect.
that occasionally go wrong.
100%.
But the main thing is if something is not right, say something right
Mhm.
away at the time of
This
service.
is a new show,
I've been
by the way. People tuning in going, I've heard them say it. Yeah, people keep
I'm a
making
broken record on this.
confusing us.
but it keeps happening, and it's like it's something that I know it definitely sticks in the craw of every restaurateur, because in this day of social media where everybody's a critic and everybody's going on Yelp or Let's Eat South Florida after a meal, and then it's one thing if something goes wrong during the meal, you point it out,
You try.
and then the management is indifferent or downright rude or abusive. Sometimes that happens too at places that are not well run or whatever. And then I say it's fair game. If something went wrong and the management made it worse, then okay, then you could go on and share your story. But
Well,
if you never say a word to anybody,
Yeah, then what are
and then
doing?
you go on full blast after the fact,
And if something went wrong, that what irks me the most is the ones that just didn't get what they expected, and like that was the case mostly with the
our friend.
well, let's set this up. We're not going to beat around the bush. There was a post on Let's Eat South Florida over the weekend, just in time for our 200th member celebration, and I saw it. I responded in kind, which was, I made some points and asked some questions. And then, I, of course, wanted to bring it to the attention of Eddie because he wants to know about experiences that aren't good. And I got the rest of the story. The guy basically sat through his whole meal without saying a word. And the understanding is at the end of the meal, he still didn't say a word, but you have these handheld payment devices now that ask for a quick review reaction, either a smiley face or a frowny face.
pretty much. Yeah.
And the guy hit frowny face.
And what should immediately shoots us a text message, the entire management team
Mm-hmm.
and ownership team, that somebody was unhappy with their experience. And,
Right.
So immediately we mobilize and
You go right there.
Yeah.
You sent the manager right over the table.
that's
went
impressive.
right to the table
Okay.
and wanted to get
More feedback.
get feedback and see what we could have done
You
to
say,
make the experience
how
better.
can we turn that frown upside down?
Something
like
yeah, exactly. And it was one of those. This salad wasn't what I expected, and this he didn't mention the pasta actually.
Really? Okay,
It
you
was-
save that for the blast on Let's Eat South Florida. Right.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm not positive, but I know the salad was referenced, and
And then his wife's salmon, he said she loved it, which is great. Okay, I wouldn't particularly, if I go to a restaurant like that, I want to have other things. But again, everybody
you have
has
salmon,
their
you do a
taste.
good job with your
she,
salmon.
She liked the salmon, so okay, that's a good job. Let me go down. I'll tick down the list. And I'm also going to give a demonstration. I did this earlier. All right. He complained about he ordered a Modelo beer and it was warm. I'm now going to do a little play acting. I'll be the guest,
fantastic. I can be the manager.
and you can be
Yeah,
not even the
nice.
manager, it's just the server. Because I'm going to pretend that I'm a guest who gets a beer that's not to my level of cold satisfaction. Let's say I happen to have a bottle of beer right here. Beer's a little warm. Let's see. What should I do? sit here and say nothing and keep drinking it and then wait 24 hours and go on the Let's Eat South Florida group and complain about my warm beer and my overcooked burnt bread and my orecchiette ears that look more like shells and my antipasta salad that was more like a white bean salad, even though it said it had cannellini beans in it. And what else? I don't even know. But, oh, no, I'm a good guest. I take a sip of beer.
I'm a good guess. We're
You know
we're
what?
recording, Eddie. You can use this for training for future guests.
Even though I've been sitting here for 15 minutes without sipping my beer and it's gotten a little warmer, I'll pretend that we just got the beer and it's a little warm. And I'm going to say, oh, excuse me, server, waiter, can I trouble you for a second?
Sir,
You said-
what seems to be the problem?
Well, this beer seems to be a little warm. Is there any way you could find one that's colder for me?
Absolutely. I apologize about that.
Fantastic.
Let me I'll get them for you. You
Great.
know what, sir?
How about a frozen glass? Do you have one of
Absolutely.
those? Excellent.
But for the mistake and for the error, this one's on me.
Oh, that is so kind and generous. Thank you very much.
Of course.
See, that's how it works,
This
folks.
brought to you by Eddie and Vinny's and P Hospitality.
This public service announcement from the Lunchbox and P
And
Hospitality.
I know people are rolling their eyes, but people keep doing it. So there must be a reason we keep going over this. And again, you said repeatedly things are going to happen, especially you guys have been slammed, which is great, and you're handling it well.
No, slammed in terms of volume.
I mean,
but
you've been
people-
busy.
not
You've been
people
busy.
Criticizing.
No. You had great feedback. That's why this one sticks out to us because we haven't
Right.
had any of these because you guys are just doing such a great job. You've been busy. The weekends are busy, and it hasn't slowed you down a bit. But things happen. So talk to. I find
I
it weird because
know.
it would never dawn on me to do this. Like it would never dawn on me to do this.
I know people. They don't like confrontations. They don't like making a scene. Some people have the wife.
But
who
they
is-
that's
love
what they're-
confrontation on Facebook.
right
that's
after the fact when it could really hurt a business.
Exactly.
When it's before
Yeah.
all
It's in
these
front of
eyeballs.
200,000 people.
Right, and that's what gets your goat. And it gets my goat. I mean, I was a newspaper critic, and I would look. I had a hard job. I would sometimes criticize restaurants, the people and places I knew and I admired. But if things weren't right, if I think something was funky, I would always, first of all, get in touch with them and have a conversation before my thing went to print. And I would always try to offer constructive criticism and saying, maybe they need to get new coolers, or maybe they, like something silly like that. But what I'm saying is the worst thing you could do to a restaurant is that kind of after the fact, just slam when it's too late for anybody to do anything. And it just, it gets tiresome for me. I can't even imagine what it is like for you
The
trying to
most
start.
frustrating part about that entire review is nothing on that review referenced anything other than a personal preference. To be honest with you, the
Right.
antipasta salad is
I've had that. It was good.
one of my favorite salads. Number one, but number two, that's it's got all of those ingredients in it.
All
It's
right.
not, and I
Look.
think maybe people perceive it as a meat salad, like they think antipasto and
And
just
the
think
bread,
meats.
was it a
It's-
overcooked batch?
no,
Or it's a focaccia, right?
it's the focaccia crisps.
Yeah. Oh, the
They're
crisps.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's crisp.
They're
Inherently,
fantastic.
they're not burnt. They're just a
No,
crisp.
they're
If you
fantastic.
want a soft, mushy bread or a roll, do you have those?
We have the casatiello, which is the Italian Easter
Loaf.
bread,
Mhm.
where you put the provolone and the salami in there and
Oh,
with
okay.
the cheese and roll it
But
up.
that's like an appetizer, right?
yeah, it's more of like an appetizer
Right.
bread. But that's not like our our bread service.
Your bread service is the crisp,
Correct.
which is great. It's something different. But again, if the people who just want the other traditional thing, okay, maybe it's not what you're expecting, but ask for alternatives. I guess that's the other thing. All right, your name ends in a vowel. This whole orecchiette, ears versus
It's orecchiette.
shells.
I got nothing.
And, I've looked up.
You can
both.
Google pictures of orecchiette and
I did that, and I posted it. I also went back into my own archives, and I took a picture of the orecchiette sausage broccoli rabe dish at Eddie Vinny's that I enjoyed with Val back during opening week.
We loved it. It was
And
great.
to me, it looked like a small curved pasta that kind of came out a little bit. Did they curve in? Did some of them curve in and could be construed as shells? Maybe, but
it happens with fresh pasta.
Yeah, it's a fresh pasta.
It's
not
Mr.
that
Italian
box
food. You haven't
shit.
had good pasta.
And
Sorry.
somebody
Except
chimed
for
in
Dave,
like,
I don't
"Oh,
know.
obviously they ran out and tried to pull a fast one by substituting shells. You don't have boxes of Muller's shells in the kitchen.
I know.
I don't
it's
have
all
any
fresh.
box pasta in the kitchen.
No,
fresh
it's all
pasta.
fresh pasta. And so if the shape of one, like my contact lenses. Sometimes when I put them in the thing
Yep,
at
they go the
night,
wrong way.
they're supposed to go in like an ear, but sometimes they go out. Well, no, it's supposed to go like it's the.
They pop the wrong way
They
sometimes.
pop
I have
the wrong-
contacts,
thank
yes,
you.
and you got to fix them. It happens.
But the bottom line,
It doesn't
it's
make them
a
look
similar
contacts.
pasta. It's house made. The whole point is that there's a middle ridge that catches some bits of the sausage
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
broccoli rabe. And for the record,
It was broccoli rabe.
It was not celery.
No, we don't keep cut up celery on the line.
So what do you do like that when somebody just like is trying to blast you with all these factual
Lies,
errors?
lies.
I bite my tongue
We call them factual errors, not
Oh,
lies.
factual errors. Okay.
Yeah.
sorry.
and hope that our happy guests that have been there,
Defend you.
step up for us and acknowledge the unfactual accusations made.
Yes.
Because what does it sound like coming from me?
Yeah.
On the as an afterthought.
No.
Had there been any issues the day of? It's funny because I was there for about 3/4 of their experience, and
Okay.
I had actually left to go home to my son's
Do you
soccer
think they were
game.
just angling for a full free meal?
I don't know.
You don't want to go there. Lubie?
See, I just will read.
If they were, they would have complained there.
you would think.
Right. Okay.
So-
okay. They did pay the bill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't understand.
I
it.
don't get it at all. I use the word hit piece just because, like, and again, there's nothing wrong with ordering. We did this with Depot, and he wasn't wrong. If a restaurant offers it, you can order it. I am not fighting that. But I'm just going through the first that he had to say I'm Italian. I'm like, yeah, but it's coastal. Are you from the Amalfi? Like, what they and again, you do have chicken parmesan, but it's done different. Like
Different airline.
You
chicken
do-
with the bone.
you are Italian, you appreciate Italian fare, but it's also not. This isn't eggplant parm place. Like, so you being
Well, it's not a red sauce pizza.
Oh, and
joint.
I'm not. It's not good or bad. I'm just saying, like him throwing that out there. I was like, dude, that has nothing to do with where you ate that night. So that was weird. And then just reading the whole thing.
Well, that's the exact reason why we didn't make it a red sauce place, because everybody's got an opinion of
Yeah.
what, how their mom cooked this or how their grandmother
Right.
cooked this, and it's never going to be exactly what your grandmother made.
Right.
And
Nothing equates to nostalgia. So just
so that's why the menu's made, with that in mind, so that you can't compare it to your grandmother's dish or this, because that's just not what we're looking to
modern spins, quality
When
ingredients,
it's elevated.
creativity.
It is
Got
specifically
CIA
elevated.
trained chef Jeff there, who's putting his heart and soul into all these.
It's a fine
dishes.
dining place. So that's my
House-made
look. I
pastas.
think antipasti. I think to me, but that's not what it means.
And-
Read the. I don't know. Look,
You know
we're
what?
hammering this
spending,
home.
We're spending too much time on
It
the
just
one
frustrates
guy.
me. It just
But
frustrates
there is a broader lesson to be learned,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is if something isn't right, say something at the time of service,
That's it.
and then see what happens. Oh, by the way, waiter, this hurricane ice drink is too slushy, too icy. What are you gonna do for me? No, that's it. Just some people just love to complain. I love to enjoy every moment.
Great food.
I'm enjoying the new sushi rolls here.
Now, these are fantastic.
We're gonna go into a positive vibe for the rest of the
And
show.
we actually got a nice write-up from the Coral Springs Talk. I don't know if you
good.
saw that.
I did not. Who wrote it?
One of their editors actually
Okay.
came in unannounced.
Leon Fuchsman. He's a good dude. I used to work with him at the Sun Sentinel.
No,
There's
he's
other
at,
contributors there that I.
He's
that I'm
at
not
Tap
talking
Into.
about.
Um,
Okay. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
got them all confused. Was that the Sharon Baron Allen?
Yeah.
Aaron. Okay.
So one of her editors came in and had a dinner unannounced, and
Hans guy, that Han Okoku guy. I don't know the name.
I believe
That's
so.
it. He writes very detailed reviews.
And gave us a great write-up. So
great, and I like doing it
Thank
the
goodness.
proper way, where they're not coming in influences. Oh, if you give me this, I'll make it
No.
look good. It's
skip the influencer conversation.
oh yeah, we had that.
We did that last time at Prezzo.
I don't know where I am in the realm of things. I'm kind of my own entity. I don't like to consider myself an influencer. I'm a guy who likes to eat, and I give honest opinions, and I respect people that do things the right way. I am not only on the side of restaurants. I'm also on the side of guests and people having good value and good experiences. And if something, goes wrong and a place doesn't handle it well, then I'm on the guest side. But I know you, and I know the way you run your places. That's not you. If people, say that something's not right, you're going to try to make it better.
We're gonna make it right to what we think is right.
Yeah.
And what
Within
what
reason.
we say
Within
is yeah.
It's like,
And we'll bend over backwards for anybody if we make a mistake or if there's some
Right.
sort of misunderstanding or whatever the situation is. But I don't want to harp on one
Right.
bad experience
No,
when
right.
we've
You've done
You know,
hundreds of others, but you know what? That's kind of like it comes with the territory because I was a newspaper guy and you could write a story that had 500 facts in it, but if you get one wrong, you hear about it. And that's the nature of the beast. Same thing in restaurant life. You could, have 500 covers in a night, but you have that one table that makes squeaky real, and you feel bad about it, but you also
and then you think about it for the whole next week.
That's it. All right. Maybe you should have a beer. Let's take our first break, and then we're going to come back and get state of the union, so to speak, of what's going on with the other ventures and projects, and dear Olivia opening up later this summer in Parkland. We'll get the details on everything going on in P Hospitality Word after these words on the Lunchbox.
Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to BatchSouthernKitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you gotta check out The House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of Science Museum. For reservations and
All right, we're back at Corvina Seafood Grill, Boca Raton, right here on 110 Plaza Real South, just south of Palmetto Park Road. And, it is definitely feeling like summertime vibe now We've got a full house at the bar for the social hour. We've got sushi. We've got all kinds of new cocktails. I guess, Lubie, how is that? It's a tequila-based drink, and I forgot the name of it all.
I'll get the name before the next
Yeah.
segment.
It's good. It's going
Yeah,
down.
it's really nice. Yeah,
Cool.
it has a passion fruit, which I love. Passion fruit. It's really summer to me. So
Nice. We got Eddie Pozzuoli from Pozzuoli Hospitality. His name ends in a vowel. That means he knows not just Italian food. That's going to be one of my longest running inside jokes now. So what else is happening? Prezzo's doing well. We were there last month.
Yeah,
Had an
it's great.
excellent lunch.
Season's dying down in the Palm Beach County area. So now we kind of go into our off-season mode.
Right.
Make a couple menu changes.
I saw that, Lubie. That is a fumble of the.
One.
He turned into me. He doesn't have the big bite capability of me yet. The shrimp came toppling off. So it's good.
The mic, I didn't.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, you're going into summer off-season mode, which is just about keeping the staff gainfully employed, keeping people coming in.
That's when we do our PTOs and all that kind of stuff this time of year, because in the season out this way, it's hard to approve 1, 2, 3 weeks off for the team. So we do our PTO season now, so we'll start to kind of move management around to make sure that there's coverage at each of the restaurants and kind of play that the game of plugging holes while everybody's taking off their time, and start talking about what worked well this season, what didn't work well, trim down as much as possible, and offer something nice for the locals, because every year in the off season, that's the goal. We want to make sure that the ones that are here support us year round are appreciated and taken care of. So whether it's at Prezzo Boca, for example, on the 2nd of June, I believe, whatever that Monday is, we're launching our summer menu, which is going to kind of be a complete redirection of the menu. So we're shifting to an all-day menu there.
Right. So you could get anything, any item, anytime you're open.
Correct.
Yeah.
So sandwiches, which typically we've never done sandwiches during dinner time there, and so we want to make it a little bit more approachable for anybody any time of the day, because we do have some really great sandwiches on the menu.
Yeah.
That sometimes people come in and ask for dinner, and we haven't been able to accommodate, but we're making a different tack there.
I know my own personal eating habits. I like to eat heartier food in the middle of the day at lunchtime now, and at dinner time I do like just having a salad or split a sandwich and another appetizer. So having that panini or sandwich option, I think, is great, and it also makes it easier on the kitchen, right?
Yeah, that's the big thing is how do we reduce labor burdens when sales volume isn't at 100%. So having to make prep lists for 2 separate menus, a lunch menu and a dinner menu, is it's a little bit
inefficient. Yeah. So this is just streamlining everything, and I think the guests understand, and in some cases appreciate it, because they were able to just see the one menu anytime you're in there. Boom.
We're doing, for summertime, we're going to do our happy hour specials throughout the dining room. So
not just the bar and high tops,
correct,
but the whole dining room.
With it being so hot outside, it's hard to say you
Force
have
people
to sit at
Go,
the
yeah.
the inside bar area is not huge at Prezzo Boca, so we're like, okay, what can we do here to make sure that we're providing a value still? So we're like, let's just do the happy hour throughout.
Yes. One thing I've noticed that in Florida helps drive the whole development of everything: air conditioning. So, this is something I found out, and I think the people on Let's Eat would just love it. I'm being sarcastic, but the first restaurant to have air conditioning in Florida was also Florida's oldest restaurant. It's in Ybor City in Tampa. It's called the Columbia Restaurant.
Oh, really?
It's a Cuban restaurant. It's huge. It has like 5 different huge dining rooms, and it has 1,500 or something seats. They have a floor show in one of the rooms.
Wow.
Have you ever been there?
Mm-mm.
It's a iconic place. But one of the attractions, they first got an air conditioning unit in one room in the 1940s, and they charged an extra $1 per head to sit in the air conditioned room. Something for people to think about. No, I don't think the guests would accept having to pay extra for air conditioning. But
we'll put that on the bottom of the check as an itemized as a surcharge.
They'll love it. I swear.
It'll go right into the credit card processing fee, and what the community entertainment fee or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yes. No, that would not fly with a lot of the modern dining public, but just a little bit of useless trivia. But I'm always intrigued by restaurant history and how things got to where they are. And now everybody, obviously, in South Florida wants a comfortable, casual, air-conditioned environment. Palm Beach Gardens. We haven't been up there in a while. That area has grown exponentially.
Oh,
The
it's
Palm
crazy.
Beach Gardens, Jupiter area.
Mm.
Is it as seasonal as some parts of like the eastern coastal areas are, or is it more year round, or it's too soon to tell?
It's getting less seasonal. When we first came there in 2021, that was the one thing we heard from everybody is it is so seasonal here. It's so seasonal here. It's so seasonal here. Over the past 4 years, the summers have gotten stronger and stronger and
Nice.
stronger. And if you look at all that new development that's kind of going out to the west of us, so
Yeah.
like that Avenir Center on Westlake, the Loxahatchee area that's gotten so built up, a lot of them are either going to Wellington to eat out or they're
Mhm.
coming up to the Gardens area. And it's maybe a 15-minute drive to get to our shopping center, and it's a bunch of restaurants so you can kind of bounce around. So we've seen the summers kind of progressively get stronger up there, and we're anticipating kind of the same thing to keep going. And it's a little bit younger of a demographic up there, so more
interesting.
families,
Mhm.
a lot of kids coming to dinners.
So you got to price that into, have some sort of kid-friendly meals and family value and all
Yep.
that. Yeah. But the competition up there has also gotten more intense. There's so many more places than there were just 4 years ago, correct?
There,
Somewhat.
yes and no. There's a lot of new restaurants that have opened, not necessarily all Italian.
Okay.
Um,
So it's less Italian.
yeah, so I
It's
mean,
a mix.
Use
It's
like
a good mix.
this
Yeah.
there's a lot of Italian in this area. But no, it hasn't. At least it hasn't affected us when any of the new restaurants
Okay.
opening. I think it's kind of whatever new restaurant opens kind of goes along with another 500 people moving to the area.
Right.
And it's been
More
been
mouths to feed,
Yeah.
and as long as they keep building, that's for you guys, that's a good thing. It's just-
creating a loyal clientele is the most important thing for us. And
Yeah. And Prezo is so approachable and affordable, and all the you do the lunch specials there. You're still doing all that, and in addition to happy hours and wine deals and everything. Yeah. So
yeah, we want to just be that place you can go whatever day, whatever night, and just know that you're going to get a good meal.
Yep.
Can you celebrate your bridal shower with us? Absolutely. We did simultaneously this weekend. We had a baby shower and a bridal shower.
Oh wow.
Going on for brunch in Palm Beach Gardens. Can you do those private events, those special events with us? Of course. But you can also come to us on a Tuesday afternoon after your kid's doctor's appointment, and you want to just grab a quick bite to eat, and you want to get your son or daughter a pizza, or something like that. So it's just kind of that something for everybody mentality there.
now we're almost out of graduation season, but it's still June. A lot of family events, retirement parties, anniversaries. Here and all your other restaurants, you have private rooms for special occasions. If people want to have a group of 30 or 40 people, the options are there.
Yeah, we've got different things we can do for each of the restaurants. The only restaurant that doesn't have 100% private room is Prezo Palm Beach Gardens, but they have sectioned areas that kind of give you privacy.
Yeah.
In Eddie and Vinny's, we've got 2 distinct private rooms, one that fits up to 25, one that fits up to 10. And then if you need to go bigger than that, which we did, last month actually, we had a party of 55.
Oh wow.
They took, the left side of the restaurant, kind of to the left of the bar, and had that whole little area, which isn't 100% private, but private enough for a large party like that.
And that reminds me, somebody on the group was looking for a place that wanted to have like a monthly business, some sort of networking event and an afternoon, also Coral Springs, not a chain. And I said, and in Vinny's, I don't know if they're open for the lunch yet, but maybe they'd be willing to do that. But you're saying you are going to open.
So we're speaking with those people actually.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah. So that was our events team connected with that person, and we're trying to figure out the solution there for them.
Good. Because it sounds like a good group that wants to have a regular thing.
And what we're doing for lunch is actually we're going to be opening June 6th at Eddie and Vinny's. So just for Friday lunches. So
Right.
Nice.
You know.
And a lot of places do that. I mean, our friends Anthony Bruno and Mark Falsetto and Pat Marzano at Runway 84, they have what's known as the Power Lunch. They're open Fridays only for lunch.
Okay.
And somebody else is also now open on a Friday, and it's escaping me who's doing it. But it's become more of a thing because,
Well,
let's face it, the weekend,
Yeah, it's a nice thing.
start-
Everybody wants to kind of cut their week short a little bit.
Right.
And, if you close a big deal or whatever, you want to come to lunch. But
at 1 o'clock seems like the new 5 o'clock on Fridays.
Well, the nice thing is, like, if you're there, it'll also carry itself into happy hour for
Right.
Friday, and that's when the bar is popping. So,
Yes.
you have a nice lunch, you're sitting at the bar having a good time, and all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock, 3:30, and then the happy hour crowd starts to kind of come in, and then you have to deciding to stay because
All right.
you got such a
No,
it's a good vibe, and that's kind of the whole idea behind it.
Sounds perfectly reasonable to me. Again, Eddie and Vinny's Friday lunch service starting June 6th, and happy and hoping that we can get that networking group in there. See, that's the whole, got to take the crunchy with the smooth. For every warm beer and the shells complainer
And celery
there,
and a pasta.
there's also somebody that has, good intentions with a big group looking to get a new place set up for their rotation for their business needs. So that's always a good thing. All right, let's take our second break, and then we're going to get into the new project
What's
on
to
the
come?
horizon. Dear Olivia up in Parkland, our friend Paul Greenberg, who I know has been helping you out at Eddie and Vinny's and keeping him busy. But we'll get into the latest update and timetable after these words on the social hour edition of the Lunchbox from.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old-school Chinese cuisine, a family-run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to the finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years. Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites, and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good...
All right, we're back on the Lunchbox Corvina. We're with Eddie Pozzuoli, and let's get into the last leg of your growing empire, the one that is under construction, coming soon, later this summer. That's called Dear Olivia. It's up in Parkland. Any status updates on Dear Olivia?
We are currently waiting for furniture to be delivered. That's kind
Okay.
of like where we're at right now. So a lot of the waiting period over the past 5 months has been primarily our choice because we just opened Eddie and Vinny's.
Right.
So
staggered.
Yeah,
Staggered opening.
could we have pushed it up a couple months and pulled the trigger on a lot of things a little bit sooner? Yes, but it would have stretched us too thin to where there could have been, a little collateral damage, not even at Eddie and Vinny's, but maybe at one of the other restaurants. So we said, well, consciously, we're like, okay, we know we're going into this. We're going to pay a couple extra months of rent, stagger out these openings properly. That way we can be there, all hands on deck for when we do open.
Now we're, again, Dear Olivia, named for your partner, Paul Greenberg's daughter. And again, explain the concept and the location for people who might be hearing it for the first time.
So we're out in Parkland in a shopping center called the Parkland Commons. There was a restaurant there formerly called Deja Blue.
Right.
So it's one of the only spaces out in that Northwest Broward area that actually sits on a little bit of water. And it's a beautiful, outdoor patio area, and then inside's nice, open, airy, huge bar kind of right in the center of it. So the whole idea is let's just make it a place where you're light, you're airy, it's upbeat, it's fun, it's a place you can go with your kids, it's a place you can go on a date night, and really kind of be part of that community.
And you call it like contemporary American cuisine?
Yeah, think of like modern American brasserie, I guess, something like that, where, or modern American bar and grill with like the emphasis on the bar, because, something out that way is we want a place that everybody can kind of gather at. There's not really a city center in Parkland or anything of that sort. So this is we want this to be like that kind of gathering place for everybody, whether it's an election event or a fundraiser or at your end of year baseball parties, or
community
stuff like that.
gathering spot, and again, a place that's not a chain, because so many people are tired of going to chains and they want something that feels a little bit more local. And
exactly, and the menu that we've begun making is truly going to be great. There's something for everybody on there, and I can't say there's a restaurant that's got a menu like we're making for there in that whole area. So I think the Coral Springs, Parkland, Coconut Creek, even West Boca area is going to be thoroughly impressed with what we're going to offer there.
Can't wait to see it. So now, timetable, hopefully by football season, August, mid-August?
Yeah, we're hoping for end of July.
Right.
Barring any further issues or anything like that.
And the furnishing, is there supply chain issues again related to stuff?
Not necessarily. However, we made a design change a month and a half ago, which resulted in us having to order
other things,
more fabric for our booths that were under fabrication. Because for those that don't understand building booths, you not only have to buy the booth and have it made, but you need to select the type of fabric you want to use, and the booth builder is not the fabric creator.
Oh, geez.
So we have to.
So it's different.
We have
vendors.
to order. Yeah, we have to order this fabric from this company out of Pennsylvania, and this company out of Fort Lauderdale is building the booth. So, and this
They would
fabric
have to
is only
wait.
available. This much fabric's only available. So when we made that change, we ended up running into this problem where it's like, oh, well, you bought this fabric. We only had enough to make this. We don't have any more fabric to do the additional stuff. So then it was back to the drawing board with the designer. Hey, what else? Like, what can we do here to make this all
you're
work?
involved in all this. I know your wife's you're the one, the go-between handling the it's project management is what it really is, and you're doing that. Okay.
So it's a lot of coordination, a lot of staying organized because there's emails flying back and forth between this person, that person, designer, contractor, this, and
if you miss one email,
and again, these are the things you want to get right the first time. There's nothing worse than like opening and then you say, oh no, this is not right. We got to kind of do it over.
Well, that's exactly why we decided to make the change that we made and said, you know what, let's do it right now because we don't want to open and say, you know what, we should have did it this way. And it's going to be amazing. Okay. I'm really excited for it. We've got our GM started with us a couple weeks ago. Actually, he's with us over at Eddie Vinny's right now, getting to lay the land, meeting the guests because a lot of it it's all carryover.
Right there.
Yeah.
And that's going great. We have our executive chef starting with us. Obviously Jeff Tunks is with us. But our executive chef is starting with us this Wednesday, so we're going to really start nailing down menu.
Was Jeff involved in the hiring process for the chef?
Chef is actually somebody who we know personally, and I've known for 5 years.
Nice.
And we're really happy to have him on our team with us. So.
Menu development, all that stuff going on simultaneously with the build out. There's a lot of balls in the air, and again, it's even more fun when you all just open the new restaurant and also operating 3 others. But that's why you're the man. Young, ambitious, making friends everywhere.
I up the life insurance every restaurant we open.
Oh man, that's funny. So I think let's take our third break.
Yes.
And then we're gonna eat a little more sushi, have a couple more sips of our cocktails, maybe get a. No, this beer is perfectly fine.
It's beautiful.
It's cold enough. It's all good. And we'll be back after these words.
For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information, go to tavernakima.com. When I get a craving for real Southern barbecue, Fat Boy's Barbecue is the place that I call home. Cooked low and slow with proper smoke and dry rub goodness, Fat Boy's has some of the best ribs, brisket, burnt ends, pulled pork, and chicken around. 5 delectable sauces and the tastiest collard greens, candied yams, and cornbread this side of heaven. 4 locations, including Deerfield, Coral Springs, Cypress Creek Road, and their newest location in downtown Fort Lauderdale, 706 South Federal Highway. Open 7 days with great lunch specials, online ordering, delivery, catering, and food trucks for your next event. To order, go to fatboysbarbecue.com today. That's Fat. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk and Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays, including their new burrilla tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sampler that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com.
All right, we're back with Eddie Pozzuoli at Corvina. It is the social hour going on all summer long, and you're going to be staying open 7 days a week? Yes, I think they are for now.
Yes.
No summer cutbacks.
Nope.
No Mondays closed. They're going to be open 7 days. Makes it real easy on everybody. And again, that half price every day of the week from 4 to 5 p.m. 50%
The
off.
entire restaurant.
Except for the raw bar and the seafood towers and the sushi.
And then 25% off from 5 to close.
Yep. It's
Sunday through Thursday.
Sunday to Thursday.
And again, high quality fish,
Oh, no, the food's
seafood.
fantastic.
Some of the dishes have a little bit of a Peruvian bent. You got the ceviches going on. You got the sushis going on. It's great for light summer dining. And what else do I have to say? Oh, some restaurant news today is our friend over at Daniel's. We just did a show last week with Tom Angelo and Chef Danny Gannon. Well, they announced today that they are expanding that Daniel's Steakhouse concept and bringing it to Coral Gables South.
Oh, nice.
What was Fiola Restaurant is not going to be Fiola anymore as of June 30th. It's going to be converting to a Daniel's. And
It's been a hit in the Fort Lauderdale area.
Again,
we went there last Saturday.
Oh,
did you?
nice.
Did you like it?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't it
good.
great?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their steak program, they've really, again, it's been open a little over 7 months, almost 8 months. And like any restaurant, needs a
That's
little
so cool.
time to find its footing and focus. And I think it's fantastic now.
They did a great job. Yeah.
Wish them nothing but the best as they expand. And Tom, look, Fiola was a great restaurant. I've had great experiences down there. But he was just saying that the whole Coral Gables area is awash in Italian restaurants. And he thought that this Daniel's kind of upscale steakhouse project would
It's different.
work well down there.
You know, I like the Florida twist they put on it.
Yep.
Kind of localizing it all and
Yep.
making you feel like you're part of the community, whether it's like the Swank Farms produce or where some of the meat's coming from. It's cool how they kind of incorporated all that stuff
Making
into the menu.
Crab cake with Florida blue crab
Yeah.
and some of the rock shrimp from up the coast here in the Melbourne area. So job well done
That's great
to
for them.
them. We hope that they have success as they move forward. All right, well then, thanks to Eddie for all the great hospitality here, the cold beer, sushi, and
the
all
celery in your pasta.
And the celery in the pasta. It's orecchieri, I can swear. He's